All right, everybody. Well, hey, welcome to the Monday Note, everybody. We're excited to have you guys all here and join us on this Monday night. Yeah, that's a little bit of David Bowie followed by a little Metallica. Kick things off for you. Get your blood pumping and rocking and rolling along this Monday night. So anyway, guys, excited to have you guys all here joining us. Excited about tonight's topic. Tweaked up the presentation a little bit here than I normally do. So you guys will probably have some questions and everything like that, which is fine. Want to thank all of you that are joining us here on time tonight. We always get started a few minutes after 7 o'clock just to give the late bloomers a chance to arrive as they're logging on or like, oh, crap, I got a webinar to make. So, but we're glad to have you guys here. It is the Monday night. We are going to be talking about some note heroes and some things about how you can grab your own spandex and cape as well. For those of you joining us for the first time, we do these just about every Monday night. There's a variety of people that are on these calls. We have real estate investors. We have, obviously, note investors. And we have people looking to get into notes, either from a funding standpoint, joint venture partnership. They're looking to learn more about notes. The picture there you have on the right is a picture from one of my recent masterminds in here in Austin, Texas, actually almost a year ago. I had a variety of people there. But these calls are recorded. Okay, these are all recorded, and for you to be able to grab the replays, you can either go to vimeo.com/weclosenotes, or you can go straight to actually what is now my YouTube channel is actually youtube.com/weclosenotes as well. This link is a little old. And then also you got to ask each and every one of you, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and join the Nationwide Note Closers Facebook page. It's the best way to kind of follow along, connect not only with me, but other note investors out there making things happen in the industry. Great way. What I love about notes and the note family, I guess you could say, the note crew, is a lot of people are a lot more giving of their time in the industry than I've ever seen in the REO, the wholesaling, the realtor side. Just a lot of people making some great things happen for their note business on a day-in, day-out basis. So any questions on where to grab the replays? All right. You're going to want to probably grab a piece of paper and a pencil or something to write on, whether it's a pen or you grab a knife and jab it into your arm to write in blood. I don't know. Maybe not that graphic. Don't grab a knife and do anything like that, everybody. All right? Everybody had a great St. Patrick's Day weekend. We had a pretty laid-back weekend here. Had a little bit of fun. Took the crew out for drinks Friday afternoon and then kind of took it lazy around the house. It's nice not doing much. Not having to be somewhere for the weekend. So, but if you're joining us for the first time, please connect with me online, either to One Scott Carson at Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Or, like I said before, you can find us at We Close Notes on YouTube or Vimeo for you. So, let's get into the topic tonight, though, being a note hero. Yes, heroes comes in all shapes and sizes with capes, female and male. Really excited about kind of tonight's topic. It's probably going to be a shorter topic for you tonight. But there are so many amazing people doing great things in their note business. And I feel very blessed to hear about what's going on with a lot of people. And I don't mind sharing as best as I can for the most part. There's a lot of people doing amazing things in the industry out there. And amazing things, to be a note investing hero, there's a whole variety of different things I don't think you guys all think about. Or maybe you do. But a lot of investors don't know about it. I think a lot of traditional investors get the gratification from buying a foreclosed home, fixing it up and flipping it, making money, taking coal and turning it into a diamond or brushing something off. There's a lot of personal gratification with that. But with us as note investors, we do, I think, a lot more for the whole community, the market, everything that's out there. We are changing lives and communities, whether you believe it or not. Modifying a loan. A loan modification has so many good bearing points to it. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Not only are we saving families and allowing them to stay in the same schools, but a loan modification takes a lot of pressure off of financial pressure off of spouses. God knows we're in a high divorce rate. It also keeps kids in schools. It keeps kids in the same schools so they're not having to move to new places or get ripped out of the ground, their roots and move to something else. It also saves neighborhoods. Now, how does it save neighborhoods? Well, the first thing is if you're able to modify a loan or do a deed in lieu, cash for keys, it keeps a foreclosure off of the market. It keeps a foreclosure off the county records, which can drive values down, especially if you sell it at a foreclosure auction. Okay? So it keeps the values up. A foreclosure can affect a neighborhood in a very negative way demographically. It can not only does it drive values down, it increases your days of market, it really affects values across the board. And if we're not having to go through that with modifying loans or doing deed in lieu, cash for keys, keeping the values up high, it is saving neighborhoods across America. All right? And that in turn leads to saving cities. Okay? I think one of the biggest things that has affected the areas of the country, like Chicago, has been longer foreclosure time frames. Which has drug stuff out. People have moved out. You have vacant homes sitting everywhere not being taken care of. You see a lot of that in Chicago and other areas of the country. And if the banks were more willing to work, well, let's be honest. If the banks were a little smarter to begin with, maybe didn't make so many loans, they wouldn't be in such a bad place. And don't get me wrong, yes, there's things that happen all the time with property values depreciating, and that affects people in a derogatory way, in a negative way. But with us as note investors, I really believe that we're saving America. All right? It's rebuilding communities, especially if we come in as note investors, we buy ugly properties that we get that nobody else sees because the banks still have them on their books. We come in and rebuild communities, fixing up properties, moving them on. I mean, the whole variety of ways that we're really helping our communities. Now, in turn, that also leads to us helping ourselves. We get paid to do something good, obviously, right, everybody? Not only does closing deals build confidence, all right, you start walking a little bit different, okay? People are leaving their jobs, their JOBs, or they're about to. We got some people on here tonight that I know that are in the process or have left their job a long time ago, or in the process of. They're using the note business to help them get out of a bad job, something they dislike. You know what I mean? Oops, hang on, I'm making sure my stuff's not working. Okay. Come on now. I talk to a lot of real estate investors who are making money for the first time in real estate. They're not been sold a notebook of crap. They're literally out making things happen. I got to say congratulations to some people that are on here, like Cameron Williams, closed on deals. Jennifer Murtry, Jim Myers. Let's see who's going through this. Papari. Let's see here. Lisa, Stacy, Karen, Tony, there's a whole variety of you guys out here. If I forget something, I'm just flipping through here really fast. They're doing amazing things, not only for yourselves, but for your communities. And yes, you got to pay the bills. I get that. We don't want to deal with you having to be a non-performing note investor. Okay? Congratulations, Matthew Hell, leaving mine soon for full-time status in the note space. That's awesome. Congratulations to you, Matthew. Hopefully we've helped some form of fashion way for you. But anyway, I see real estate investors that come over, and, you know, I get excited about hearing from people closing deals and seeing people make offers on stuff for the first time and gaining that type of confidence. You end up walking a little taller. You end up sticking that chest out a little bit, sucking that stomach in like, hey, I know what I'm doing. And that's a really cool thing, okay? I also see a lot of people joint venturing with other people, investors funding other investors' deals, and that's a true win-win as well. That really helps not only help us out, but it helps the investors that are funding the deal because they put their money to work, okay? Instead of sitting there making nothing. That's also helping people that have deals that didn't have the initial funding putting things to work, okay? That in turn is when you're making money. That in turn leads to us really helping go back and giving them money back. Donating to charities, causes, donating things to Goodwill or Habitat for Humanity, or just helping out like Steph and I've donated thousands and thousands of dollars to different causes from the deals and stuff we've closed. I know a lot of people have. There's a good way to do this. And if you're doing things right, you really do need to be giving back and helping people out with things. And I think that's where you get the most amount of self-gratification. It's not being notified for it or taking public record, although some people like having the horn blown. I think it's sometimes just donating quietly. All right? but it becomes a rinse and repeat basis. Really, I see this happen all across the board in the industry. And I see it more in what we do than what others do because I think we are a smaller niche than the fix and flip or the REO refugees or the flip and flop people out there because there's so many people that want a quick fix. And I think if you come to the note investing side, you come to the dark side, you understand it's going to take a little bit of work, but you have a big heart in helping people succeed. You know what I mean, everybody? Is this making sense? Or am I just kind of rattling on to myself? I think you guys would agree with this a little bit. All right, let me just talk to myself. But anyway, I always like to feature somebody doing something big. And I wish I would have featured this guy a little bit sooner on, but he's doing amazing things. A true note here is our buddy Scott Dilley. Now, Scott is out of Salt Lake City, Utah. He does smile. He's a little drier sense of humor, but he does a great job. He's already closed on 20 deals since August of 2016. Yeah, 20 deals in the last, how many months is that? Man, that's 8 months. Last 8 months. Now, Scott comes from a background of short sales. Done a lot of short sales, not in Salt Lake City, but in the area around there and across the country. And he came over to the note side. He actually got introduced through a buddy of mine that we were all members of a different mastermind group. And once he got in the note business, like, oh my God, this is so much easier and so much awesome. And he's been investing in Cleveland, Detroit, and some other things like that as well. But he does such a great job. Scott's big cause is he also runs and provides for the Children's First Orphanage in Haiti. Now, this is an orphanage. He is a big hero, wears a big cape. It's an orphanage for 20-plus Haitian orphans, it's all kids, where Scott and his company provides basically the sole substance for as far as providing food and education and security. There's a picture with him and the kids. So you got the same face. He should smile more. He just had a trip come back where a few of our buddies went out there. Robbie Woods, known NBA. Our buddy Dave Perchin and RJ Pepino out of Columbus also went. They went out there and spent some time doing a couple things. Not only building a security wall, but we donated to there to help them build a well. Scott talked briefly about this at our last mastermind in December, and we were helping raise enough money to actually dig a well where they didn't have to haul water every day. But Scott is doing amazing things. And he's quiet, very kind of soft-spoken. I love hanging out with Scott. It's good visiting with him, cracking up, and things like that. Got a great business partner as well. Will Eskins join us as well in Austin here. But he's out making things happen. And that's ultimately so many of us are doing things that we don't talk about that it's good to get the word out. Scott's doing so much more with marketing. Now, Scott's just a drop in the bucket when it comes to other people doing big things. There are a ton of other heroes out there. You've got Wayne Snell, who has bought 100-plus deals in the last year and a half with his business partner, Natalie Patton, and Natalie's just got a big heart. Natalie is a hero as well with her son and a big passion for helping people out. She's a big hero because she's helped out and assisted so many other investors with their due diligence, things like that. You have Liz Brimmer-Smith, who's an ex-student who's, oh my gosh, is a kindergarten teacher. Okay, you can't get any better than a teacher. I take that back. Sorry, Steph gave me an ugly look. But anyway, what I'm saying is teachers have a big heart. They do have a big heart. Okay? And she's done a great job doing that. But also, she's got such a big heart, she's helped out so many other note investors with their due diligence breakdowns and VAs. Her and her husband are leaving. Basically, they sold their place, or I don't know if they didn't renew their lease. I don't know if they lease or own it in Orlando. But she's quitting her job here in a couple months. And they're going to be traveling the country doing note investing from across the country. I'm so proud of them. Such a big hero helping out people, but also helping out so many kids along the way as well. They're just a great start. Now, there's also, let's not forget Jonathan Burton. Jonathan's doing amazing things down in New Orleans. Very soft-spoken guy. Jonathan's helping a lot of people out that neck of the woods, and he's got a big family, helps out as well down there in New Orleans, and he's closing deals and making things happen left and right. Adam Adams, our buddy up in Dallas, and his wife Jen. Adam's got a big heart, being from the military like we do. Really provides a lot of great content, getting the word out on what's going on, but he's also been there to help out other note investors make things happen. He's also got a big heart for the military. Karen Peterson, Karen and Phillip, they come from a security system background, but Karen, she's got such a big heart. Is out sharing it in smaller groups around her area there, outside of Tennessee and Kentucky and Indiana as well, like that, doing some amazing things to make some great things happen. Dan Zatowski, our buddy Big Dan, is helping a lot of investors put their money to work up in the Delaware area. I've known Dan for a little while now. It's always great to see him sharing his stories and really helping other investors make big things happen. Let's not forget our friend KBF, Miss Snark, as I like to give her a phone caller. Kimberly's doing some amazing things, always there to answer questions and help out people. She's big in her community, her school, with her kids, and really doing some amazing things up there. Our buddy Chase Thompson with the Known NBA podcast, so throw Robert Woods in there as well, doing a lot of things to provide a lot of great stuff out there and share the messages what's going on. There's so many great stories, great charities, people that are involved with so many different things. I hear a lot of it, but I see a lot of people that don't share what's really kind of their why, their cause, what really drives them to make things happen. And we all have different things. Karen Wall, I think, is listening, has such a big heart with dancing and is working in dance recitals besides her full-time job. And it's exciting to see Stacy, who's retired after so many years at Bed Bath & Beyond, going out and making things happen. I get so excited at all the stories I hear, and it's unfortunate that I don't see more of the stories shared. And so that's why we're really excited to really kind of help you guys make things happen, help those that are doing big things out there. We all, hey, maybe you're not out there with an orphanage, or maybe you're out there doing it one person at a time, helping people one hero at a time, okay? One person struggling. And I would be remiss not to mention my big heroine, Stephanie Goodman, who's in the office here. Stephanie has a big heart for animals. She's got a big heart for our mastermind group. Yes, Stephanie, I actually had you on the PowerPoint here before you gave me the ugly look. Yes, I have your name up here because you're a hero. Anybody that's been to a mastermind knows that Stephanie has a huge heart. I mean, you don't have to be on her Facebook page too long to understand her big heart for animals and animal rescue, stuff like that. And she does a great job. A really good job. Just so you know, you do a great job. George Crocker says, yay, Stephanie.
Thank you, George. Stephanie is still very shy.
Stephanie's very shy. Shy-ish. But anyway, there's a lot of people on here. There's a lot of faces on here of people that are making things happen. So I always ask you, what's your story? If you think back to the show, it's called This Is Your Life. All right? This is your life. And wouldn't it be great if we all did enough things to have a show focused solely on what we do? And This Is Your Life, always, if you don't not remember that, let's go back. This is your life, telling a story about your stories. Well, what's your story? And how do you get that out? How do you get that Marvel comic or that DC comic? You don't have to be a Superman. There's plenty of superheroes out there making things happen. And so I have found that for most people, to get the word out, you have to market. And most investors stink at marketing. It is just what it is. Most of you on the call stink at marketing. I stunk at marketing, but I've got years and years and years of practice. Years and years of making things happen. To market for yourself and your business and or a charity, a lot of people don't know where to begin. A lot of people don't have a clue on how to market. And that's okay. It's just, hey, first step in a 12-step process, hey, I'm just not the best at it, okay? The thing that separates those that aren't good at it versus those that are good at it is one thing, regularity. The only reason I'm good at marketing is because I do it regularly than most of you guys. I do it a lot more than you guys do. Some of you that I'm looking on here, I don't remember seeing a post from many of you in a long time online. All right? But that's the big thing. So how do you get that word out about what you're doing when you don't do it? Well, you can either do it across multiple social media platforms, which most of you aren't. But the biggest thing I want to ask you guys is if you need your own Stanley to write your story, what if someone could literally help you feature you in your own What Is Your Life episode? Okay? And that's why we're really excited about one of those great things. I was going to say this for the mastermind and roll this out. This is one thing we're going to announce a little bit early because we wanted to get this stuff done. When I look back at our schedule, it's probably best we do this here now, a couple weeks before mastermind. Give those that are really interested an opportunity to get into something really kind of cool. And let me ask you guys, if you had a charity or you had a deal you were focused on or you want to talk about your note business, what would you do with if you could be featured to 100,000 plus LinkedIn connections? Okay? Or you'd be promoted to 1 million plus real estate investors on Facebook. Or promoted to 1 million plus real estate professionals across other social media platforms. And I'm looking for a little feedback if you guys like that. If you could tap into that, or wouldn't that be worth a lot? What if you could get promoted? Your business could be promoted, or a deal you focus on could be promoted to over 500,000 IRA investors. Think you could raise a little bit of money? What if you could have an email that went out to 1 million plus investors? Just focused on your business, focused on your deal, your cause. What was the big thing that drove you? What was the big reason you do what you do? Because I don't think we talk about the why as much as we probably should. Why we do what we do. What is important to us. Okay? What if you could have your deal, your focus, the market you like featured to over 5,000 asset managers? Yeah, it would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Thanks, Stacy. I appreciate you. Okay? What if you could do this and get bestseller status, or be a part of something that's a bestseller status? That would add a lot more oomph to your charity, a lot more oomph to your capital raising, a lot more oomph to when you're reaching out to asset managers. And like, oh, I recognize you, right? What if you could surround yourself with, 100 other people making things happen? Now, I'm not here to talk about my mastermind. I'm not here to talk about that tonight. That's not what I'm getting at with this. What I'm getting at is this really cool project that we're really focused on. It's called 100 Note Deals, and you saw a little bit of an image on the previous slide. We're putting together, people have been coming to me for a long time to talk about writing a book on notes. And I've seen some decent books put together on cash flow and the humdrum about, modifications and foreclosures and stuff like that. And that's not exciting at all. Okay? All right? That's not exciting at all. What is exciting is the stories. What is exciting is the story behind the stories. Because that's what a bestseller is. That's why you go to a comedy club or download Kevin Hart's special on Netflix. Is they're good storytellers. And sometimes you need somebody to help you tell your story. Okay? And that's what we're focused on. We're putting this book together, 100 note investors, talking about their 100 deals. Okay? It's 100 basic case studies. And it's going to feature you. It's going to feature your story, your closed deals. We're going to have you focused on your business, your social profiles. If you have a charity or cause you want to throw in there, we're going to have that featured in there. All right? I've been a part of several books. I can say now that I'm a 2-time best-selling author or co-author with my buddy Greg Reed. And Greg does a fun thing where he puts out a book every quarter or something like that. He'll have anywhere from 10 to 20. The most recent one, Your Time Is Now, is the one I'm a national bestseller on. I'm one of 10 people that were co-authors on it. I wanted to share something with you. I'm also another part of a book. Right now it's in the process, semi-chapter in on that. I'm really excited about that one, but I'm going to tell a little more as it comes out. I believe that the power of the note industry isn't one note investor. I believe the true power of what we do is what we do as a group. When Michael Norris sees me closing a note deal, and then he goes and does something, and Karen Peterson or John Doe or John Smith sees Michael Norris close a deal, or they see David Arciso go out and close a deal, or they see Christina Fuller close a deal. We all have different tribes. We all have different communities that surround ourselves that aren't just the note investors. They're people that make a difference. And that's really how we change what's going on out there, everybody. All right? That's how we really change America one mortgage at a time. So, questions, if you are interested, I'm going to ask, are you in the 100? Okay? We're going to be featuring people that have closed anywhere from just their first deal to people that have closed 100-plus deals. All right? All right. People that close anywhere from one deal to 100 plus, because I think there's stories to be told with every situation. Okay. We're actually going to feature this in digital, in printed copies. I have a phone call tomorrow with a digital publisher to talk about this, along with getting some printed copies of these books to give out. We're expecting a late 2016, if not early 2017 launch on this. I think we actually have it done sooner, but I think with the ways we're focused on it, we want to probably push that a little bit, make sure it's really, really good. It's a different story than somebody just writing about performance anxiety or about seconds or about firsts, okay? We've already got a private Facebook and a Basecamp group set up so that everybody that's going through this can share and bounce ideas off each other and be able to really share the stories out there. We'll be doing literally, once we have the stories, we'll be doing a 22-week marketing campaign. Why is that? Well, if you got 100 stories to tell, you don't want to share them all at once. You want to share one story at a time. And that's one of the things we want to do. We want to feature everything you saw on a couple slides ago, your story, if you're part of that chapter, out there across the social media, across all our magic marketing, our databases, our IRA investors, daily with a new story. Because that's what we want to share. Whether you've done 100 deals or you've done one deal, you've taken action. You're in the 1% of 1% to make things happen. Okay? You'll be able to add published author to your credentials. Best-selling author would be always good. It also becomes a really nice marketing piece for you, not only to our databases and all the other databases out there, but to your database. Hey, here's a story that I'm in. Here's a book that I'm in. Here's my story. Here's my charity. It adds a whole lot of different power to you as an investor when people say, oh, you're part of a group of 100 investors. It's a different story than just you by yourself. They don't look at it as just Lynn Mitchell as the airline pilot. They look at you as Lynn Mitchell. Oh, my gosh, he is a note investor with a cool group of people. That's so cool. Okay? So, how do you get involved? Because I've had people ask me that question. This sounds great. Oh, yes, thank you, Scott. It's after 2016. You're right. Late this year, early 2017. I'm sorry. Early 2017. Late 2017, early 2018. Thank you, Scott. Okay? Great. You guys love to be a part of how to get involved. Well, there's how you get a part of it. If you want to jump in here, go to this link, bit.ly/100notedeals. Okay? The chapters will go fast. I'm not going to lie and say that everybody's going to get in, because I know everybody's not. We will leave it up to our mastermind members will get the first crack. I don't expect everybody to do it, but I do expect a large chunk, about half, before our mastermind member. That literally leaves about 40 to 50 people for individual chapters. If you haven't closed a non-performing note deal, don't sign up right now. This goes well, we'll do another book. But if you go to that link, bit.ly/100notedeals, and fill out your information, I'll show you what pops up when you go to that link. When you go to that link, what pops up is this. And if you'll fill out your email, first name, last name, how long you've been investing, okay? Number of NPNs closed. If it's one, great. If you funded a note deal, that counts as well. Your phone number, this is your cell phone. Best time to give you a phone call. If you've got a website, the deal type. Mod, deed in lieu, foreclosure, hardship funds, etc. Whatever type of deal type that you'd like your one note deal to be talked about. All right? And then I want your mailing address in here. Once you fill that all out, great. I'll get on the phone, give everybody a phone call, and talk with you a little bit about what's going on, give you some time. We're going to want good pictures of the property. So if you've got a great photo of the property, we're not talking Zillow Maps photos, okay? We want a good photo of the property, a good headshot of you as well, so we can put this in the book to make it look very professional, especially if you end up doing it with digital print. It'll be something you'll want to have that looks good. If you've got a good headshot, great, okay? There is going to be a bit of an investment with this. I'm not talking 10 grand, I'm not talking 5 grand, I'm not talking $1,500. I'm not talking a huge investment, because there is going to be something that goes into it with the time it takes to edit this and schedule everything and go through with all the stuff that goes with marketing out to big databases. But it's a very small investment when you look at the bang for the buck that you're going to get out of it. I've spent money on the books, I've gotten my monies out of it tenfold. And I expect you guys to get 100-fold out of what we're talking about with this. All right? But I want to share your stories. I want to help share your stories and really help drive more business to you, drive more funding. I believe that's where you need to be in the next 12 to 18 months with these big hedge funds. You've got to have the notoriety. You've got to be a part of a group that can make things happen for you. Are there any questions about this? bit.ly/100 note deals is exactly as it is, word for word. The N and the D are capitalized. I probably should have left them lowercase, but 100 note deals is the link that you go to. Okay? And I'm not mentioning the price tonight. I'll talk to you about that on the phone. I will tell you this is probably a whole lot less than you expect. Okay? Yeah, it's giving you an error because you probably didn't type it in properly. Let me go in here. Give me a second. It is case sensitive. Hang on here. Whoops. It's taking me right to it. So what I'll do as well, let me do this. I'm going to go in here. And, whoops, let me maximize this back out here. Questions. Yes, it is got to be in capitals. It has got to be exactly case sensitive. I just messaged it to you all in the chat roll on the right-hand side. All right? Now, like I said, if you haven't closed a deal yet, please don't sign up yet. Don't waste time with it. If you funded a deal, it's a different story. But we're going to have plenty of people who are going to close 1, 2, 3, 5 deals. I know there's people that do this part-time. That's fine. But imagine having your image of the property, your face there, the story about it, and then you're featured at the bottom. And this going out to thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of entrepreneurs out there being featured every time we speak somewhere, featured on a lot of our stuff as well for you. So it's our goal to help promote you and make it a win-win across the board for each and everybody out there. Because I don't think there's really the nearest thing I've ever seen to something like this was when Gary Keller came out with the Millionaire Real Estate Investor, and he had profiles of real estate investors from across the country. The book was a bestseller. It was a great book, but most of those investors hit the skids when everything hit the fan in 2008, 2009. But I think us as no investors, we're prepared to be in a much better place when the market changes. So, are there any questions about this, if you guys are interested? I'm talking about purchased. When you close on LP and purchased. If you've modified it or you're in the middle of foreclosing or other things like that, that's okay as long as you've purchased or funded a non-performing note deal. We're not talking about owner finance notes, okay? And prefer these, I will tell you right now, first liens are going to get first preference. If we have more, we have room for a few seconds, great, but I think we'll have more than 100 case studies on first liens, okay? But the idea of this, guys, is to help give you something that works. Stories that talk about all the due diligence breakdown is great, but it's not the same thing as having it told in case studies. And that's always the biggest thing I love here, and I know a lot of people love it. I want to hear case studies. I want to hear case studies. Let's talk about deals closed. Let's talk about deals closed. Tell me what went into that. And that's always the most valuable aspect when it comes to when you're out talking to people. Theory is great, but give me nuts and bolts about the business. Give me the nuts and bolts of the deals. Give me some case studies and deal flow. And yes, this is not an accurate makeup of the front book cover yet. We had Nicole go and throw some photos of pictures of properties, and students have gone through our workshops over the last year, some of our vendors. So, yeah, Nicole did a good job. It does look really sharp, though. But I think it's a good idea having you involved with a lot of other people and making things happen. Anybody have any other questions about this? Okay. If you closed on a deal, funded a deal, it doesn't have to be all the way through foreclosure yet or in the process of funding. You've got a little bit of time to work through this. All right. We would prefer a finished deal, but we realize that there's other people out there that have a whole variety of different things. If you close multiple deals, hey, let's pick out the most interesting one. Pick out one that you really want to talk about. Because in your story, we're going to, hey, what, you picked up a great deal, and what happened? Did something interesting happen along the way? Not modified it, the borrower reached out to the first phone call, servicer. We all have interesting stories to tell about our borrowers. And I think back to when Wayne and Natalie did their driving tour of assets and their meeting with their borrowers. And I've done this before. I've out and knocked on doors and changed lives. All right? I'm tired of talking about my deals. I'd rather talk about your deals. I'll have a chapter in there, trust me, as well. But I want you guys to be focused on. I want to share your success stories, your passions, because that's really how we all get further along in life, is focused on our passions. Okay? Are there any questions here, you guys, about this? Now, we do have some upcoming events. Tonight is the last night for you to get the discounted St. Patty's Day discount on your Note Camp ticket. Our Note Camp is 3.5 days of pure content, focus on content, actions, marketing, and profit-generating nuggets for you. We'll have 30-plus speakers, 500-plus attendees. Every seat is a VIP and front row seat. You will also get the replays to the event. I'll throw you in a base camp group. We're over 150-plus signups for the event now. Everyone that is registered gets the database, which is cool and huge in thinking of you marketing and making things happen. The $297 pricing will end March 30th for you guys out there. If you sign up at notecamp.live and use the code DRUNKNOTES, all caps, DRUNKNOTES, in favor of St. Patrick's Day, you'll get $100 off your VIP seat. Okay? So you want to get signed up for that as well. It's an opportunity to get your $197 price versus $297. Okay? We do have our fast track training this coming weekend. I've got one spot available. If you're interested, spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday with me here in the office in Austin. I know it's kind of last minute for some of you guys that are flying in or driving in. We'll literally break down assets. We'll break down your business, help you rebuild your business back up. People that go through this say it's always the best thing for their business because not only is it customized to everybody, it's so individualized. What's your issues? What are your problems? What do you need help with? We have, like I said, one spot remaining, March 24th to 26th, is the last fast track of the year, well, last track before our next Note Mastermind. So we're really excited about that. Once you sign up for the fast track, you do get a one-year membership to the Note Mastermind group. That is $89.97 U plus partner. If you do sign up for the Note Mastermind now, we will throw in a chapter, a book there for you. Okay? Yeah, Steph's giving me that's all right. But that leads us to our Austin Mastermind, everybody. Deals bigger than the Lone Star State. Our Mastermind is April 7th, 8th, and 9th here in Austin, Texas. We're excited about this. We'll probably have 50 people, you thinking, Steph?
Yeah.
Or 45 right now. Okay, we'll be over 50, probably 60 people for our Austin Mastermind. It caps at 62. Why 62? That's all the room will fit, huh? So it caps at 60. Okay.
Well, I think it's 65.
When you figure us in there, yeah. All right. So we're almost capacity there. Yeah. You need to tell everybody that right now. So pretty excited about this, guys and gals. Our Mastermind here is going to be a fun time here in Austin, Texas, at the downtown Hilton Garden Inn. A lot of fun down on 6th Street. Okay. Any other questions, comments? That's all I've got for you guys tonight. I'm going to flip it back here to the slide for any questions you guys might have about the 100 Deal book. Want to get you featured in there, guys. Imagine being one of 100 being featured in a best-selling book on notes. I don't know of any other best-selling books on notes. I'll tell you that right now. There's a few people that claim it or have done self-published it. We're not doing it. We're going to use some of my connections and friends and families. I got a couple of people that are going to be writing some interesting stuff as far as a forward and have some really great quotes to come along. And what's the word I'm looking for here? When you give a recommendation? Not referrals. Endorsements. Some great endorsements from people. Okay? Actually, some vendors have also discussed with me the idea of sending this out to every one of their contacts as well. Okay? You know what, Michelle? You've got a great story that needs to be told. Look forward to being featured about running a business from anywhere in the world as we travel the world. First stop, Hawaii. That's great, Michelle. You and Rick should have a chapter for sure. So, all right, guys. If you guys don't have any other questions, let us know. Any other questions, let us know. Otherwise, use the bit.ly/100 note deals where the N and the D in note deals is capitalized there, exactly as it shows. All right. If not, if there's not any other questions, I'm sure you're busy signing up for your chapter. I don't care if your nut deal's been $7 up to 700,000. All right. The beauty of having 100 people sharing deals is that there's 100 different stories that go along with that. All right. All right, everyone. Well, then we will basically, I won't say necessarily wrap it up for the night. I'll probably be here working on this a little bit, but I'll be here for a little while. If you want to drop me an email with some questions, I'll be glad to help answer any questions here for a while. We get the recording up and going. Otherwise, guys, go out and be a hero of the day. Make things happen. And we'll see you all at the top, everybody. Bye.